I don't like it. I don't like where it's going.
But I
So
think that's something that needs to be addressed because too often women get blamed. You know what I mean? Like, for instance, that situation with the mom who also had her mom in the car, two of her siblings in the car, and was it three of her kids or four of her kids or something like that in the car?
what kind of car
It
was
was a
it?
van. I'm sorry, it wasn't a car,
Oh,
it was a
okay.
van. But um they were trying to, when the story initially came out, they was talking about charges being brought up, and the first thing I thought about, that sound like she homeless.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if they just at the casino in the middle of the night, it's freezing cold
Yeah.
there. um First thing I'm thinking about is, where's the daddy
Right.
or daddies?
Mm-hmm. All right. Because he was only, only two of the kids was his, right?
Right. So I think it's so easy to just jump and blame the mother, and then nobody's asking where the father is. Like, even in all of the news reportings, initially it was never like, well, where's their father at?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I think in our community, because there's so many dads that are absent, and not all of these dads is in jail.
True.
Not all of them are deceased. A lot of them are deadbeats. And so the women get all the riff for having all of these different baby daddies, but where's the men that's making them mamas?
Yeah.
Why, you know what I mean? They can't become a mother without a dad. So it's like, I just think it's unfair. I think it's unfair. Now, that doesn't mean that the woman doesn't have responsibility, sexual responsibility on her part too, because women control sex,
Facts.
but you as a man should also be sexually responsible if you know that you are not trying to impregnate anyone.
Yeah.
You
But
should wear a
majority of the
condom.
time, men aren't. When that brain down there go on, your top won't go off, and that's for sure.
That's not an excuse though.
I didn't say it was an excuse. I said what's really happening. I'm not giving no excuses. I'm saying what's really happening. And if, like you said, the woman truly does control sex, it has to be consensual on her part for anything to go down anyway. That's kind of like what it is.
No, that's
I'm not
not.
saying it's her fault though, but I'm just saying that's what it is.
This,
That's what's happening.
but it takes two people to have sex, right?
Mm,
So that's not to say that the man gets to be immature in the situation and not bring protection, because y'all, all the men always say they want to be leaders. I'm the leader. I'm the one running this and running that. So if you running the show, regardless if she controlling sex or not, lead the situation like, we not having sex unless I got a condom. I don't have a condom, I'm not having sex with you.
yeah,
There's no picking and choosing when you want to lead something.
yeah,
And so if men also put themselves in the situation to make that decision, then the women don't have a choice but to also be sexually responsible.
mm,
Because then it's like, he too is denying sex if there's no protection, right?
mm-hmm,
So I know there's many different stories, whether the woman lying about being on birth control, or he, you know what I'm saying, didn't want to use a condom. Everybody's story is different. But I just think that the women get blamed for being a single mom when she didn't become a single mom by herself.
facts.
And so, like, where is the fathers at? Like, even in that situation with the car situation, when the kids died, he said he ain't know his
She was
kids was
homeless.
homeless.
Yeah, yeah, I didn't believe that. I didn't believe that because um he said he had been talking to her. Like, I had just talked to her. So how can you just talk to her and she just never mentioned that they were homeless. She just kept saying, come get them, come get them. And, I'm busy, I'm this, and that. I couldn't just come get them. Like, oh, but you said when you got the news, you was at the gym. Like, come on, man. Make it
That's
make
what I'm
sense.
talking about. Like, it's just very unfortunate because most of these situations, especially with women, are stemming from the lack of love.
Yeah.
And that's why a lot of women end up with multiple baby daddies because there's a void that they're trying to fill.
Mm-hmm.
And so they think it happens with one guy. This guy and let's just be honest, dudes probably be in the act telling chicks, I want you to have my baby. You know what I'm saying? Come on. You know what I'm saying? Or let me just go ahead and, shoot the club up or whatever. It's gonna be all right.
I done
But
had
then
chicks tell me before, just come in me, come in me. Yeah.
I'm not saying women don't
So,
say that.
okay.
I'm not saying that women don't say that. But I'm speaking from the men right now
Mm-hmm.
that because they're the ones that are not assuming the responsibility for the kids.
Mm-hmm.
The woman is.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Because now we got situations where it's too hard on a single mom and they killing the kids.
Yeah. No,
So
that's
now it's
real messed
getting
up.
deadly.
That's real messed up.
We just also heard about the mom who abandoned the
For four
kids
years.
for 4 years.
What's up with
Nobody,
that?
not one time did anyone say, where
Where's
are
the
these
dad?
kids' dad?
Mm.
All they said was, oh, where's all the family member? Where is their father? It's almost getting to the point now where black women just having babies by themselves.
It's always been
But
like
I'm
that.
just saying though, like it's like a phenomenon. Like if it's some type of news story, ain't nobody saying, well, where's the father? It's just like assume there ain't no daddy.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I could look at probably 100 of them damn clips. Nobody said nothing about them kids' dad. The kids ain't even probably said nothing to the police about their dad. Where is the daddy at? That's what I'm saying. Like, it's crazy. He just sitting back watching it on the news.
Yeah. That is crazy.
How can you do
I
that?
don't know, as a father, it'll be hard for me to not want to be in their life like consistently anyway. But you got to think about the demographic too. These are people that's having sex for fun and not realizing that it comes with consequences and responsibilities that they're not ready to take mentally off rip. They're not ready for that. And it shows when, the kids come into this world and it's just like they feel like they can jump out of it. Like this ain't double dutch. You can't be in and out, in and out. And it's like, no, this is real life. You
Mm-hmm.
created real humans. But going in, they were never prepared for that. They weren't ready for that. Mentally, they probably barely can take care of themselves. I mean, not to say, anything bad about, both of them, but if you look at the situation, they don't look like they wrapped too tight, man, off rip. So it was a bad situation all around. And they got together because they both was on similar playing grounds. And that's what happens when you reckless out here and you're not understanding, you know, what can go down. You know what I'm saying? You just having sex. For instance, my mom told me
Yeah.
I like to have sex. That's what I was doing.
Yeah.
But what DMX said, my dad knew exactly what. No, that was Jay-Z, wasn't it?
I don't know.
He said my dad knew exactly what he was doing when he had me. Try to get a nut and got a nut in. You know what I'm saying? Like something like that along
Mhm.
them lines. Like we know what we doing, and so do the women know what they doing. But
But that's not. But wasn't. And I hear everything you're saying because I agree with you on that. But in situations like that, now what don't get brought up is her mental state of mind. Because
yeah,
obviously, if you're leaving your kids in shambles,
oh, you talking about that one?
I'm talking about that situation
Yeah,
where you leaving your kids in an apartment for 4 years and they
you just
ain't being
walked away.
fed. You walked away, but what I'm saying is, it's okay for him to walk away. So how do we know she didn't make the decision that he made? Like, oh, if the we're just assuming here because I don't know. He could be deceased. He could be in jail. He could be married with another family. But let's just, for this sake, say he able bodied to take care of them kids, right?
Mhm,
But just don't want to,
mhm,
and just walk away. I just walked away from the situation.
mhm.
So in her mind, oh, it's okay for him to just walk away. I'm gonna walk away too. But people don't explore the psyche of a mom having to take care of 3 kids by herself because they just look like that's your responsibility. You got to do it. You know what I'm saying? Which she does, but how does he just end up getting a chance to just walk away and don't assume no responsibility? What do you think that does to her psyche?
It's like when you go in the hospital and you unconscious, right? They get to do whatever they need to revive you if you don't have like a DNR, which is do not resuscitate, based on informed consent or implied
Mhm.
is implied consent.
Mhm.
Like
Mhm.
you coming unconscious, so it's implied that we're supposed to take care of you because that's what you do for people that's unconscious. When you have, when you go through the pregnancy and you don't abort and you don't sign any papers that go for abortion, I mean, not abortion, adoption, anything like that, it's implied that you're accepting that
Of
responsibility
course it is.
regardless of who you were with and what they did or did not do or quote unquote sign up for. So that's why it's not okay for her to walk away. It's not okay for him to walk away either. But he did that and she knew that already. So what she was supposed to, it was wrong. I'm not saying that her mental state didn't mean that she couldn't do that, but she could have put him up for adoption or something. You
Yeah, but
can't walk away. That's because she walked away like if she was walking away from a house. I'm about to short
that's
sell this
then.
house.
But you can't make. But that does not negate the mental state because when you leave your children like that for 4 years, you leave teenage kids and they neglected,
Mm-hmm.
they not properly taken care of, they ain't bathed, they ain't been getting no checkups, they not being fed properly, they malnourished, they living amongst trash and garbage. They don't even know how to clean up at themselves. Probably don't even know how to bathe properly because now their psyche is now affected. My mama just abandoned me in this house for 4 years. I ain't got no outside contact.
Mm-hmm.
But her psyche needs to be examined because for you to do that, you ain't in the right state of mind. You're not
Yeah.
in the right state of
And
mind to
that's what I
no
said
do that.
when I was talking about the other two. Off rip, they were never in the right state of mind to even, everybody is not equipped to become a parent.
But what I'm saying is that, like you just said, she took us on the responsibility. She assumed the responsibility of kids when she gave birth.
Mm-hmm.
So at some point, she felt like she could handle it.
Mm-hmm. Or you saying she broke and that's what
Yeah,
from having 3 kids. Okay.
man. If there is no way you leave your kids in a situation like that, and your brain ain't you ain't snapped and just checked out. There
So
is no way.
so before they charge her, you saying she should be evaluated.
Absolutely.
I agree.
Absolutely.
I
Absolutely.
agree.
Absolutely. Because there was another case with a mom who actually killed her son and buried him in the backyard, her 9-year-old son, and moved away. and the landlord found the body. But prior to that, she was going to be evaluated. She was telling them that she had issues.
And nobody listen.
No.
Yeah, this mental health is real, man.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like, and the first thing they want to do is let's charge them. And I get that, because what they did is horrific.
Yeah.
But what about their mental state?
Yeah.
Because we could talk about postpartum all day, but how long does that last? How long does postpartum last? And you think if you take a situation to where a mother has a kid, and then the father, who, let's say the father decides in the beginning, I want to be a part of the kid life, right?
Mm-hmm.
And everything is going good and all of that. And then he decide, I don't want this no more. And then he leave the baby and he leave you. That has a lot. That's I couldn't imagine that.
Mm-hmm.
So now you left to raise this child on your own. Now let's say you ain't making a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
Now you got to figure out how you gonna feed you and this baby. And then let's say you ain't getting no outside help really. So it's like a lot of this stuff is very weighing on people. And I'm not saying that the baby mamas don't have a responsibility in this, but the fathers not assuming responsibility is a major issue.
Yeah.
Is a major problem, because she can't have a baby without you. There is no kid without you. So yeah, that's half your responsibility. And for you to just completely walk away from it. And so then what happens, the reason why they become baby mamas is because she have a kid, the first one decide it ain't working out, or she decide, or they ain't getting along, and then she move on from that situation. Then she meets somebody who seem like they want to be in her life or whatever. Guess what happened? She get pregnant with his kid. And then he decide, I don't want to be here no more. I can't do this. Or it don't work out with them. Right? And then so you constantly trying to fill this void with all these different men, and you don't even know what the real problem is. And most of the time it's because you ain't had no daddy. Or you seen your mama
Being a thought.
being a thought or looking for love.
Mm.
That she ain't never get. I think Cash Out, when she just was on with Shannon Sharp, said her mama had 5 kids by the age of 21.
By the age of 21.
Yeah.
Mm.
And how many baby daddies? Because I guarantee they probably ain't all the same. So that's what I'm saying. You just constantly trying to fill voids out here.
Yeah.
And if you didn't have a father for a young girl, we ain't even talking about the daddies not being in the little boys' lives. What do you think that do to a dad not being in his daughter's life?